Dr. Rev Jelly Rolle, PhD, DDS, ADHD, Genesis chapters 1 and 2. In the name of the Prior, the Bruce, and the George Carlin, can I get a fuck yeah? In light of what we see coming from the Supreme Court these days, I feel an obligation to speak about the separation of church and state and why it is so important to have that gap. Now, when I was in school studying to be a minister, I was famous for my anal-G's. Analogies. I should have done this in a bigger type with a different font instead of doing this in the bathroom. So, my apologies. My computer's broken and I'm working on my phone. Look at it this way. When I was a child, we played a game. We took our hands and said, this is the church, this is the steeple, open the door, and they're all the little people. Well, we're not kids anymore. And if there are kids in here, put this on pause, get them the fuck out of here, because you don't want them to hear what I'm about to say. This is not Schoolhouse Rock. This could rock their world, if not outright ruin it. So just get them the fuck out right now. I'll wait. That's long enough. They're just kids. Why do I care about how long I wait for them? They shouldn't have been there. These are adults. I'm an adult talking. This is an adult thing. Get them out of the room. They should have been out of the room. They shouldn't even be in the room watching you while you're on your phone. Get them their own damn phones. That's what I say. So, the separation of church and state is like the separation of your left. That's your left, my right. Your left, that's my left, your right. Okay, it's like the separation of your left and right cheeks. Each cheek has its own load to bear. And it is up to some assholes to keep them separated so that each one can do its own thing. Well, those assholes have stopped doing their jobs. And the cheeks are going to disappear. If they do, there's going to be an awful mess. Remember our little childhood game? Well, at the risk of sounding childish, it is time for the people to ensure that the cheeks stay separated. And it won't be easy, and we're going to have to get our hands dirty and a little smelly. See, the Constitution says Congress shall make no law. Let me say this again. The Constitution says, quote, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, close quotes. Well, Congress isn't. The Supreme Court is. You see, our 6-3 court, the 6, not the 3, is exploiting that loophole. You see, the clause was interpreted for years to mean that the government shall not establish, but narrow minds with a narrow interpretation think, and I use that word think for lack of a better word, they think that it's okay for the Supreme Court to establish a religion as long as it's theirs. Now, even though I was schooled in the Judeo-Christian tradition, we had to study all of the 7 major religions. And as a result, I hold all religions up to the same standard. You don't want to know what that standard is. Only that I'm holding them all to it. I was also a student of the Bible. And there's a difference between a student of a Bible and being a believer in the Bible. You see, the believer will find ways to ignore or explain away the errors and inconsistencies in the Bible, while the student examines the errors and how and when and why they occurred. For example, most believers don't notice that God created man twice. Once in Genesis 1:26, then God said, "Let us make man in our image." God created man in his image, And in the divine image, he created them, male and female, he created them. Then he did it again in Genesis 2:7, the story of Adam and Eve, as many have come to know it. Now, the average Christian does not deal with the first creation, but many Jews know the story of Lilith, and it is their book. They wrote the Old Testament, so I think they're the authority, not the Christians. So I'm just saying. They know the story of Lilith, and I will let you do the heavy lifting if you want to learn about Lilith. Can I get a hernia? Fuck yeah. Now, as a scholar, I can go on for years pointing out inconsistencies and errors and inaccuracies, but that is not what I'm doing here today. Let's say that the Supreme Court is successful in establishing a Christian church-based religion. Whose interpretation becomes law? Not every Christian believes in the same interpretations. So to say that life begins at conception ignores the beliefs of millions of Christians who do not believe that, and millions of Jews who do not believe that. They believe that life, it's a baby when the spirit enters the baby, which comes at the first breath. That's their belief. Who are you to judge? Romans 14:1-4 and Romans 15:1-2. What was that? Greeks or Greco-Roman? What kind of font was that I was using? Roman, Verdanda. But at any rate, not everybody believes the same thing, even if they have the same book. So, and the same is true with same-sex marriage, interracial marriage, all that stuff that's up for grabs by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is now throwing things to the states. I apologize. The Supreme Court is not throwing things to the states as much as they are throwing things into disarray. But they are willfully blind to that. Can I get a Stevie Wonder? Nah, 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 nah. Nah, nah. Yeah. We need to stop this power grab by the Supreme Court. We need to put them in their place. We need to put term limits on the justices so that as the country grows, our laws grow with our needs. We need to expand the court to 15 justices and let 9 random justices hear cases. We need to establish a set of ethics for the justices, and we need to punish the ones that lie and lied under oath. Look, I believe in God as much as the next guy. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I don't believe in God at all. That's my business, and that's your business. It's not the court's business. We can fix this, but we're going to have to get our hands dirty. In the name of the Prior, the Bruce, and the George Carlin, can I get a fuck yeah?